What twists and turns will January have in store for us? The NFL playoffs are officially underway.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field.
And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll set up to throw. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw here. In trouble, and he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Washington going to send out their punter.
He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. Yard punt, 6 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he was absolutely sensational throwing the football all year long, better than 40 touchdown passes. That means he made good decisions, and his team trusted him with the...
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! A big play there. 52 yards.
And the Oilers will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They know that. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January. But, hey, here's the bottom line. There's 18 other teams that wouldn't mind being in this spot right about now.
Yeah, and you had to stick it to them, didn't you? Those 18 who are sitting at home right now. But you're exactly right about that. Your point about how daunting this is well taken, because it all depends on their mindset at this point. How do they break it down so they're not looking at this whole big road and saying to themselves, we got no shot. You got to break it down to this game right now. Win this one, then worry about the rest of them after this. No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And taken right on the 30. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
It's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, well, they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you've got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Off the bootleg, Harvey. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Good running right there, and this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
And 6 DBs on the field for Washington on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Harvey. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going?
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Down the right sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Now Ryland for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Excellent effort defensively by him. 2 tackles for a loss last week, now 1 here in the first quarter.
He's an absolute disruptor, isn't he? And I think most offenses would love to go against guys who just want to hold the point of attack and try and keep things clean for their linebackers. But when they make those moves and they can get upfield, past the offensive line into the backfield, that's hard to handle.
His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Well, we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 2nd and 6.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 2nd down, it's Edwards. Able to avoid him at the 40. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Powering his way forward, and he's in. Touchdown, Commanders.
An 18-yard touchdown run.
And the Commanders have cut it back within a score.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. Houston's offense take it over again. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Harvey. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there. First down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. 54 yards rushing for him in this first half as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs.
They go play action here on first down. Completes it to Davis. Touchdown! A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Oilers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And
down to 7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Running left is Edwards. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
2nd and 13. That is incomplete.
But they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with it. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Room to maneuver at the 35.
And down to the 29-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
He'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 6.
And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They've moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
Take this one home. It's a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome. But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Commanders preparing for their next possession. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Back to throw again. That's a screen pass. That's complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
One more go for this offense in the first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Watkins in motion left.
This one out quickly to Watkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
Operating from the gun, Harvey uncorks one for Davis. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bomb.
A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout.
This offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter.
And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
He's going to keep this again.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
from the gun. He'll hand this off.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
62 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Here's the option.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formation.
Touchdown! A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Oilers continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Again, it's Edwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. One quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. Back now here on EA Sports.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Ball on the 27. Here's second down and 5. He's going to try and take off with it.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Missed.
This will not go down. A huge play there for Houston. 57 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
90 yards rushing for him now, as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the second round.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Good work there, holding him out on first down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Oilers add 6 more to their point total. And they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth. Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
They are most likely staring at a cold end of their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's got his man on the out route. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Well, have a game, sir, why don't you? A sack earlier and an exclamation point here late in the game, and this one won by his side of the ball. They played so well, surprised he didn't get his second sack earlier.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. They'll drop to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. They're going to look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
2nd and 11. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. This offense so far on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw again. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
How about that one? The so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Washington going to send out their punter,
as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Can't officially call this a win for them yet, but it's looking good to move on to the divisional round. They'll be on the road, of course, as an underdog. But the age-old question, would you rather have the momentum they're going to have or sitting at home with a bye? I'm sure you'd probably rather have the bye.
You remember that conference call we had before the playoffs started? We were talking with some people in the industry and some of the coaches that were out there. And we kind of posed the same question. You know, if you're coming off of a game like this, you know, and you're taking on a team that had that open week, which way do you want to go? And you remember the answer they gave us? I want the better team.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
I get it. But I think there's a lot to having that momentum of having played versus coming off of that layoff because maybe you start a little bit slower. We see those upsets happen all the time.
And they take a knee. And they'll indeed take a knee. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on just 8 teams